In a stunning development that has sent shockwaves across the country, Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat has finally officially stepped aside from his duties to allow for an independent and thorough investigation into the brutal murder of Albert Ojwang. And here is the letter. I want to read to you this letter that says, Kenya Police Service, Office of the Deputy Inspector General, for immediate release. In the good and conscious thought of my role and its responsibilities as the Deputy Inspector General of Kenya Police Service, and in view of the ongoing investigations on the unfortunate incident of the death of Mr. Albert Ojwang, I have today opted to step aside from the office of the Deputy Inspector General, Kenya Police Service, pending completion of investigations. The functions of the office will henceforth be performed by my deputy until completion of the investigations. I undertake to provide any support that may be required of me during the investigations of the unfortunate incident. I offer immense condolences to the family of Mr. Albert Ojwang for their great loss. Eliud K. Lagat, CBS, OGW, HSC, SSNDC, K, Deputy Inspector General, Kenya Police Service. So that's the letter read from resignation letter from Lagat, former general, former deputy inspector. He's just resigned, and in Lagat is one of the most senior police officials in the country. He's just announced his decision early Monday morning through an internal memo to the National Police Service and press release to the media. And in his statement, he emphasized the importance of upholding transparency, accountability, and public trust in the face of growing crisis that has deeply shaken both the police force and the public. So this is not an admission of guilt, he stated, and it is a show of commitment to rule of law, justice for Albert Ojwang, and faith in the institution tasked with uncovering the truth. So the death of Albert Ojwang, a young man who was allegedly tortured and killed while in police custody, has ignited a firestorm of anger across the country. As you understand, it's not been easy. The protests have erupted in major towns, especially led by Gen Z's activists demanding justice and accountability from top law enforcement officials. And also there is a CCTV footage, and the witnesses' testimonies have since emerged, suggesting possible cover-up and implicating multiple police officers, both junior and senior. So until today, Lagat had registered calls to resign or take leave with his office, maintaining that investigation should proceed independently of his position. However, growing political pressure, actually he had insisted that he won't resign earlier and or take leave with the office, maintaining that the investigation should just proceed independently of his position. But due to growing political pressure from parliament, civil society, and even within the police ranks, reportedly left with no viable option but to step aside. And the sources close to the National Police Service Commission confirmed that Lagat's decision was prompted by new evidence shared with the internal affairs until over the weekend. And it is said that several junior police officers had begun actually cooperating with investigators, pointing fingers at high levels interference and naming top brass who allegedly sanctioned or ignored the abuse inflicted on Ojwang. And also human rights groups have welcomed the decision, terming it as a major step in the fight against police impunity. Kenya Human Rights also, the Kenya Human Rights Commission released a statement saying this is a victory for justice. Lagat stepping aside clears a path for an honest and unbiased investigation that will not be undermined by internal manipulation. And then also, while Lagat stepping aside is not a formal resignation, it marks a significant turning point in the unfolding investigation. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, the Director of Criminal Investigation, DCI, and the Special Task Force are now expected to intensify their probe into their entire chain of command linked to the events surrounding Ojwang's arrest and disappearance and eventually death, which was very unfortunate. Kenyans did not expect this to happen, but it came as a surprise and also as a shock. And it shocked so many Kenyans. As the nation watches with the bated breath, the focus now turns to what the investigation will uncover and whether more senior police officers will be implicated or held to account. For now, Lagat's exit sends a clear message. The era of silence and shielding within police may be coming to an end because many Kenyans have been asking unanswered questions. Many questions without answers. Will Lagat resign? And if he doesn't, what next? And, this also, at the same time as Lagat resigns, serves as sign of hope to the Albert Ojwang's family that there is hope, they will have Ojwang, the late Ojwang will have at least justice finally, and because resigning has been the talk of the day. Resigning, the resignation of the DGI, Deputy Inspector General Lagat, has been the talk of the day. Will he resign? And if he doesn't, what next? So eventually he has stepped aside to allow the investigation to go on as he has stated in the letter. It's obvious investigation cannot happen while the suspect or implicated victim still in power, if holding the office, or rather. So eventually, Inspector General has stepped down and stated in the letter to pave way for investigation. So let's wait and see how events unfold. So we shall stop there. I've been your host, David Chams. If you're new here and maybe watching and listening for the very first time, remember to subscribe to our channel and make sure you'll be among the first to get the information by hitting that notification button. For us, we update political news, vlogs, celebrities. So be updated all the time. Make sure you hit that subscription button. We are headed to 20,000 subscribers. Be among those first to make this happen. See you in the next video. I've been your host, David Chams. Bye-bye. See you.